Hi friends, welcome to the second episode of the series. In the first episode, we started off with an interesting comparison between the cargo voyage and the management of claims, while emphasizing on intimation of claims. Through the voyage, we also got to know how the insurer gets an intimation of a claim from a claimant and how it is handled by the claims officer thereafter. There was a final interesting remark about another professional joining the voyage. Before getting to know further, we are happy to welcome Mr. Pankaj, the MD of Chroma et al., our policy holder, Ms. Vijay Lakshmi, the Senior Loss Adjuster, and Ms. Jayashree, our insurer. Ms. Jayashree, we understand that cargo insurance contract is one whereby the insurer gives a promise to indemnify the insured in the event of occurrence of an insured peril resulting in loss or damage to the cargo during transit, including loading, unloading, and storage incidental to transit. Of course, subject to terms, conditions, and exclusions of the policy. As one of the parties to the contract, will it not be arbitrary on part of the insurer to decide the amount of indemnity?
Yes, Miss Shaini. That was an intriguing remark that ended our last episode. When we say that the insurer is bound to discharge his duties without bias, it is necessary for him to draw independent professionals into the picture in order to make the promise meaningful. We have also talked about the systems in place. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, the IRDA, has framed rules giving details as to who can act as an independent professional, commonly known as a surveyor, what are his duties and responsibilities, the time frame for issuance of his report, and so on. These rules have been framed for rendering service to the policyholders as well as the general insurance industry in an efficient and professional manner.
So it's good that a loss adjuster is neither an employee of the insurer nor the insured. But I have a different question. I am a manufacturer of electronic equipments and my buyer are only traders of these items. I have obtained an open policy to cover all dispatches during a year. Now, on one hand, my buyer as consignee is required to give the intimation of loss immediately along with the estimated of loss. And on the other hand, it does not know how to estimate the loss without having the items tested. In these circumstances, how can I inform the insurer immediately? It is like counting the number of items damaged and multiply by the invoice value.
Yes, estimate of loss is required only for the sake of appointment of the loss adjuster who will take up the job in accordance with the estimated loss. However, in cases as stated by Mr. Pankaj, the total value of the dispatch along with the particulars of the item damaged and the cause of loss could be given.
Vijay, I hope there are regulations on who should be the loss adjuster outside India as well. Can you briefly tell us the role of loss adjusters in handling a cargo claim?
Yes, Shani, loss adjusters are experts in many fields. In addition to a thorough technical insurance expertise, they can advise the insurer and the policyholder on loss minimization measures such as repair replacement techniques, loss minimization or damage control measures, maximum realization of salvage, and so on. This will only hasten the claims settlement process. Let us imagine a cargo of food items is damaged by accident on the road to the carrying vehicle. Now, when this claim is notified to the insurer immediately, a loss adjuster is appointed who can visit the site and help the insured and the staff in segregating the damaged cargo from the undamaged ones. He can also assist them in repacking the undamaged cargo so that it converts into saleable items. All these measures help the loss ratio to come down, which ultimately helps the policyholder by reducing his claims ratio and thereby the premium.
Very well explained. Thanks, Vijay. There are so many independent professions licensed to carry out such assignments. How will the insurer select the right one for the job?
Well, insurers in India have empaneled surveyors after an elaborate exercise and framed the surveyor management policy for the use of the claims handling officers. The claims handling officer has to strictly adhere to this management policy and select a surveyor accordingly. I hope all the insurers across the globe have a well documented policy in place.
After discussions with the policyholders and findings, the independent report of the loss adjuster will be submitted to the insurance company, enabling the insurer to process the claim without delay.
Ms. Jayashri, when I informed the insurer about a loss last time, I was told that a loss adjuster would visit the site. However, the gentleman came to the accident spot and had a look at the damages, took photographs and said that he would submit a brief report of the insurer. I thought it was such a simple job.
Oh, okay. That was known as a spot or preliminary survey. It is not mandatory. However, there could be circumstances which warrant the presence of a surveyor, say for taking photographs to clear the vehicle and the traffic, besides getting the preliminary details of the loss occurrence and a rough estimate. The spot surveyor will submit his report to the company online and a signed report together with the dated digital photographs immediately after visiting the affected site or the loss location.
Oh, acha. It's clear now. Spot survey report gives the insurer a better feel of the loss than the claimant's intimation. Insurer can thereafter proceed to appoint the final surveyor according to the nature, extent of loss and complexities. Oh, okay.
Viji, how does it differ from the appointment of a consultant?
Consultants are not loss adjusters. In case of a complicated claim involving more than one domain, a loss adjuster recommends appointment of a consultant for some specific job, and the consultant in turn submits the report to the loss adjuster. However, this report will definitely form part of the surveyor's report. Now, Shiny, can you imagine an example?
Yeah, very well. A loss adjuster entrusted with the survey of a precision machine damaged during the transit might need an expert to give opinion as to whether it is a total loss and, if so, the cause of damage. The loss adjuster may then require a consultant.
Sometimes expert institutions are called for to conduct specific tests on damaged items. For example, when the goods are transported by sea, parts of the cargo suffer frequent damage. These damages can be caused either by the dampening effect, condensation, or by penetration of seawater into the hold or container. To distinguish between these causes or to rule out the possibility of seawater damage, a seawater test is performed using silver nitrate method, which detects the presence of chloride ions. Samples as required by these labs are handed over to the labs to carry out and submit its report.
Very well explained. In both these cases, the consultant will carry out the specific job assigned to him by the loss adjuster with the approval of the insurer and submit his report.
Sometimes loss adjuster says that the policy has ceased with the unloading of cargo at buyer's warehouse. However, I used to insist on assessment since the policy might have ceased, but the loss might still have occurred during transit. How to handle this issue?
Mr. Pankaj, an experienced loss adjuster is quite conversant with the terms of the cargo policy. There could be instances where the liability is in doubt. In all these circumstances, the loss adjuster must carry out the assessment part and submit a complete report to the insurer. This adjustment is used at a later date if the insurer wants to reconsider his decision or it is taken to a court of law.
We have now got to know why an independent person or a firm is required for processing the claim. Any final remark on further communication to the insured?
Of course, yes. The insurer will communicate the details of the surveyor together with his duties and responsibilities to the insured by letter, email, or other electronic form immediately after the appointment of the surveyor and seek his cooperation on protecting the recovery on carriers.
We do hope that insurance mechanism is so very well designed that insured is guided by insurer and loss adjuster during this voyage of claims management to take the insured along until he reaches the destination.
While Pankaj has shared his anxieties having suffered the loss, the insurer and loss adjuster have clearly explained their respective roles and responsibilities. We will now take a break and let the three coordinate among themselves further. And when we come back, we will see how the journey shapes up, especially with reference to the protection of recovery rights from the carriers. Thanks everyone. Adieu and take care.